Hey, it's Kim Komando today, your daily podcast to keep you up to date with all things digital and beyond. And I'd love to have you be a part of our podcast. You can make an appointment to speak with me. Just head over to komando.com, and on the top right, there's a button that says Email Kim. Fill that out, and that's it. All right, I always like to start with something interesting. And I don't know if you've noticed, but yes, it's election season. And this year, more than ever, more counties and more states are going to let you track your ballot online. And that is, of course, if you mailed it in. Now, here's a spoiler. It's only about 20 states. And in those 20 states, it's only maybe one or two counties. So in case you want to see if you can track your ballot, there's a website where you can go. And it's appropriately called where'smyballot.com. Once again, the site again is where'smyballot.com. That's where you can see if you can actually track your ballot online. Now, in Mexico, here's a little fun fact. When they have elections, they do not use the word ballot. No, they don't. They use Pico de Gallo. Oh, I know. Sometimes I crack myself up. And on that happy note, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages, to this. Yes, it's the Kim Komando Show. It's the nation's biggest show about all things digital, your most trusted source, of course. I'm America's beloved digital goddess, Kim Komando, here with you once again. And you can find us on over 425 top stations throughout the United States. And of course, we're always streaming in your favorite radio app. Just search my last name, Komando with a K, of course. And then if you really want to support what we're doing, consider becoming a Komando community member, because this way you can get the show for all 3 hours. You can watch the show, get it as a podcast, commercial free. You can use our Q&A message board, the interactive chat, and it's just a few bucks a month. And of course, we always offer discounts for military service personnel, and of course, seniors. And you can learn more and get your free 30-day trial right now over at getkim.com. And a special thank you goes out to our listeners on the American Forces Network Radio, too. Every single day I read about, 30 or 40 different websites, top stories, white papers. I talk to industry insiders, all to bring you up to date. And this is part of the show where I like to talk about the news, the tech news. And we're going to start with Elon Musk. He's been a busy little Twitterer, of course. He's on Twitter for about a week. And so far, here's what he's done. He told his engineers that they need to work 12-hour shifts, 7 days a week, or else. There's no more remote work. Either get your butt in the office or get a new job. That special blue verification check mark and editing tweets, well, that's going to cost you $8 a month. He got rid of the CEO, the CFO, the chief legal officer, and general counsel for cause. This way, he doesn't have to pay $122 million in golden parachute payouts. He got rid of the board of directors and said, I'm the board. That's it. He eliminated 3,700 jobs, about half the workforce. And he's calling himself on Twitter the Twitter complaint hotline operator. And he changed his location, his bio to hell. This guy's a genius, 100%. Number 2 on our list is TikTok. That's right. This past week, a possible TikTok ban in the U.S. is closer than ever. The FCC Commissioner Brandon Carr joined the majority of us who want TikTok banned. Now, before you mention the First Amendment, consider this. TikTok has always been a direct threat to U.S. national security. Now, ByteDance owns TikTok. It's a Beijing company owned by Communist China. So TikTok collects and shares all your personal information, your face print, your voice print, your contact, your user location, what's on your clipboard, a whole bunch more. Now, here's the deal. Over at Komando.com, we have a full list. That's right, a full list of everything that TikTok is tracking and how you can delete TikTok off of your device right now. Number 3 on our list is Facebook going away. In 2008, not even 15 years ago, MySpace was the leading social media site, and today it's gone. Is history repeating itself? Well, Facebook is headed down the same path. They're in serious trouble. Its value has plummeted by almost $1 trillion. It's growing irrelevant. People aren't signing up as they used to. And behind it is the founder, Mark Zuckerberg, and his obsession to build Meta, this cartoonish virtual world that nobody really wants. So we're talking about mismanagement, overspending, irrelevance. Sounds like MySpace to me. Just wait till everybody on MySpace finds out about this. Let's see. Number 4 on our list is the secret tool on Facebook that you need to know about. If you're on Facebook, at some point you probably got that handy-dandy message that said, hey, would you like to give us all your contacts so this way you could have a better experience on Facebook? And you're like, yes. Okay, what they did is they just got everybody's names, email addresses, and phone numbers. Well, now there's a secret tool that you can see if your email address and phone number is in Facebook's database, not related to your account just because somebody had it. Well, lo and behold, I used the tool this past week, and guess what I found? Yes, my personal cell phone number. So this is something that you definitely need to do. We have a link to the secret tool on Facebook that you can search for your information and remove it over at Komando.com. And finally, this coming in at number 5, playing car racing video games can help you win car races in real life. Let's go to Martinsville Speedway in Ridgeway, Virginia. It's a half-mile short track built in 1947. Has these really shallow bank turns. And so this way, the drivers have to use their brakes a lot. Okay, see that? Oh, now we're going to meet Ross Lee Chaston, 29 years old, an American professional stock car driver. He was racing recently at Martinsville Speedway. He was in 10th place. He needed to move up 2 positions in order to qualify for the next race. But instead of slowing down on the turns, Ross shifted into 5th gear and he gunned it. He actually rode the outside wall, passing 5 cars to finish 5th place. Remember, he was in 10th. Now, in a post-race interview with NBC Sports, he said, I played a lot of NASCAR 2005 on my GameCube. That's how he learned how to ride the wall like that. You're crazy stuff. It actually was the fastest lap on the track ever this guy did. And I mean, amazing. You know, I started thinking, with elections on everybody's mind, politicians should be required to dress like NASCAR drivers. You know, patches all over their suits telling us who their sponsors are. All right, coming up, we're going to talk about what happens if your Facebook account gets hacked, what you should do. If you're over 53 things that you have to do on your phone, the best free video editors for Windows and Mac, how to get free shipping on anything that you buy during the holidays. And of course, you have me and all of our great phone calls here on the Kim Komando Show. How'd you like to hear about how I saved $456 in just 5 minutes? I used an app called Rocket Money. Rocket Money is a personal finance app that finds and cancels your unwanted subscriptions, monitors your spending, and helps you lower your bills all in one place. Can you remember all the free trials and all the other random subscriptions that you've signed up for? Of course you don't, and that's what they're banking on. I love that with Rocket Money, I can see all of my subscriptions in one place. Then if I see something I don't want, I just tap to cancel, and I never have to get on the phone with customer service. Rocket Money has over 5 million users and has helped save its members an average of $720 a year, with over 500 million in canceled subscriptions. Stop wasting money on things that you just don't use. Cancel your unwanted subscriptions by going to rocketmoney.com/Kim. That's rocketmoney.com/Kim. rocketmoney.com/Kim. Hey, our T-Mobile Unlimited listener line is now open at 1-888-825-5254 is the way to join us. And just a quick reminder, you can always email me your questions too. I read every single one. Head over to Komando.com, and in the upper right-hand corner link, there's a link that says Email Kim. All right, coming up in just a few moments, what to do if your Facebook account gets hacked. But how about we get this party started with Alana from Temecula, California. Hello there, Alana.
So I had what I thought was a dream relationship, and it turned out to be a nightmare relationship, and very sadly turned very abusive. And
sorry to hear that. That's awful.
It's really definitely not the gift that keeps on giving, but it keeps on giving nonetheless. But during the time of the 3 years, I was actually able to gain a lot of knowledge from you and your website, your podcast, everything. But it's gotten me now where I'm still having, what I believe happened is my SIM card was cloned in my phone.
Okay.
And, all of my passwords, everything, emails, I've been banned from Twitter and WhatsApp and places that I never go on.
Alana, so are you still getting cyber stalked, or is it over?
I do believe that somehow, whether it's because I had to change my number after 18 years, and what I feel keeps happening is because the person in question still has so much information, or he'll say things to me when he does, if he ever reaches out, which I have blocked him in every way I can. And there'll be comments that are nobody else. There's no way that they could know anything about me unless it's come through my phone. I guess my question is, I mean, I sound crazy even saying all of this, but it's true. These things happened, and I don't know where to begin. Like, who do I get over, or what can I do?
Okay, so let's back up just a little bit, okay?
Sure, there's a lot. I know there's a lot, and
No, it's like, you know what, and it doesn't mean you're crazy. I just want to set that up, say it right in the forefront. Okay, if you think this stuff is happening, and if you have proof that it's happening, then we need to figure out how to make it stop, so that this way you don't suffer from anxiety. You can feel safe in your own home, and you can go about your own life without this person in it harassing you.
Yeah.
So, have you gone to the police?
I had the police come out 2 times, actually. The second time was the domestic violence unit. I, again, apologize, it's pretty heavy stuff. And, you know, this is the sort of person that you don't file a restraining order against because it wouldn't do any good. But the police are aware. So,
but you filed a police report. Did you file a police report?
I didn't press charges, but there was nothing.
Okay, you know, number one is that if you feel that your safety is endangered, honey, you got to go file. You got to go down there. You got to go to the police. You got to go find somebody, okay?
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of crazies in this world.
Yes.
And technology has, in some way, exasperated the way that they can reach in and still continue to control. And because, 15, 20 years ago, you'd break up with somebody, you'd move across the country, and if you changed your name or you didn't tell anybody, nobody knew where you were. Well, it's not that way anymore.
Yeah.
Do you guys share kids?
No, we don't. This was after my marriage. So.
Okay. All right. So give me the most recent example of this person doing something digitally to you.
I have had a lot of messages go missing and phone calls go missing. And I had read about, if I remember correctly, PBX hacking. Am I accurate about that? I don't know. Yeah. And so then with friends saying, like, we didn't understand what your messages were the other day. And I'm like, well, what messages? And so I was also getting messages from, I'll just say in air quotes, my friends, and it wasn't them.
And you've changed your number, you changed your carrier, you changed your passwords, and you haven't responded to the other thing is, like, you make sure you're not responding to any texts or emails from this person, right?
Oh, well, and at the time, of course, I did. And so I know it's,
So when you responded to that, I don't know what, some things could have happened behind the scenes that you were not aware of. A lot of times, too, is that in these type of situations, is that some people forget to change their Wi-Fi password on their router.
That's what I think happened, is that I got a new,
And so what I want you to do is get rid of the router. Get a new router. Buy a brand new internet router. Mm-hmm. And configure it yourself. Change the default password. And, make sure that that's locked down. Because that's a lot of times that, whether it's a he or a she that is technically literate, is that they can have a backdoor into your home and backdoor into your life by just signing into the router. And there's something called remote access to the router that gives them pretty much access to anything on the network. And so that's your first line, is to get rid of the router, change your phone number, as I mentioned, your security questions. now as you start moving forward, if there are security questions, I want you to lie.
Mm-hmm.
So, if your first school was in, I don't know, Australia, now the first school that you went to was in Miami Beach, Florida. So
Mm-hmm.
these are questions that only you know and you can remember, and passwords and all that other stuff. Um, but I really want to make sure that you feel safe.
Thank
And
you.
and and if once you do all this, and if it's still happening, Lana, I want you to call me back, and I want to get somebody else involved. See, there's always a course of action. And the reason why I want you to file a police report is because you have domestic violence, and that's scary in and of itself. But now we're compounding it with somebody who's crazy and scary. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
And somebody who is obviously controlling, which a lot of domestic violent relationships are all about control, from what I understand.
Yes.
So if we can get that police report, and that's why I want you to go down there and talk to them, and they have one thing come to the house, but then in at the station is I'd ask for somebody who's dealing with cyber crimes, and there's normally a detective who's into cyber crimes, and so this way we just have it on record that this garbage has happened. We didn't make it up. And we can go back 6 months from now and say, this is what happened. So that can be difficult to do. And I know this by talking to a lot of people who say they go to the police station, nobody wants to bother with them. They say they're crazy. They hear this all the time, blah, 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 blah. It's my fault because I was on Bumble or Tinder or Grindr or whatever it was. And okay. If you go down there, you change your passwords, you change the router, you do all that, and you're still running into a block, I want you to call me back because that's when we're going to call in the big guns. And the big guns are some computer forensic folks that I know that will help out. They're not going to charge you, and they're going to make sure that everything's clean. And that's what we do as a public service here at the Kim Komando Show and in our podcast. So, Alana, do what you can. Keep me posted. And if you need any help, just know I'm here for you. I really am. And I mean that sincerely. I really, really am here for you. And Alana, keep us posted, okay? Don't ghost us. I want to hear what's going on. All right, coming up, we have more of your phone calls, as well as 3 things that you need to do on your phone if you're over 50. And of course, you have more of me, Kim Komando. How'd you like to hear about how I saved $456 in just 5 minutes? I used an app called Rocket Money. Rocket Money is a personal finance app that finds and cancels your unwanted subscriptions, monitors your spending, and helps you lower your bills all in one place. Can you remember all the free trials and all the other random subscriptions that you've signed up for? Of course you don't, and that's what they're banking on. I love that with Rocket Money, I can see all of my subscriptions in one place. Then if I see something I don't want, I just tap to cancel, and I never have to get on the phone with customer service. Rocket Money has over 5 million users and has helped save its members an average of $720 a year, with over 500 million in canceled subscriptions. Stop wasting money on things that you just don't use. Cancel your unwanted subscriptions by going to rocketmoney.com/Kim. That's rocketmoney.com/Kim. rocketmoney.com/Kim. Hey, coming up in just a few moments, 3 things that you need to do on your phone if you're over the age of 50, probably even if you're younger than 52, now that I think about it. All right, before we go back to all of your great phone calls, if you're looking for a great free video editing program, you're in for a treat. There's a new one, well, relatively new one, I should say, video editor for Windows. We're going to talk about one for Macs too. But Microsoft has released an editing program called Clipchamp. I don't know if you've ever tried it. It's easy to use for family videos, and you can make some solid social media commercials and vids for that too. Now, Microsoft would love for you to buy Clipchamp, but you don't have to. Okay, here's the secret. You don't need it to store your videos in cloud or use stock videos. You can store your videos for free on YouTube and then use sites like Unsplash, phenomenal site, and Pexels where you can get free stock footage. Now, Clipchamp is free in the Microsoft App Store. On a Mac, iMovie is free from Apple. Let me just tell you, it's tops. Just use it. And that's the thing. It is really easy now. If you haven't used a video editing program for a while because you said it was just too hard, those rules have changed. Again, that's Clipchamp for Windows and iMovie on your Mac. All right, Dave in Chico, California. Hi there, Dave.
Thanks for taking my call.
You betcha, anytime. How can I lend a hand?
We have a 16-year-old who was a great student and in honors classes, getting A's and B's. However, we're running into some challenges because at this age, the social media is starting to kick in. So our deadline of 10 p.m. is getting pushed a little bit with her social. It does, and she wants to do well, but it's just it's the power of social media. So we have committed that she can listen to music after that point. The challenge we're having is we want her to be able to stream from her to her Spotify, Pandora account, that sort of thing, but not have access to anything else. So we're considering a device, but it seems to be a little challenging. The iPod still has access to FaceTime. So that would be a challenge. And then, so just I'm looking for a simplified device that could have access to streaming and not have to download anything, because that poses its own little set of issues. So, it's a very simple device, it seems to me, that we can just stream on.
What's the issue with the downloads?
It's just doing it. She wants to be able to jump around her different playlists and that sort of thing. And I'll be honest with you, I'm not totally savvy. I'm just hearing that, she would like to just live stream. So I can look into a little further, but that's...
No. That's okay. That's okay. That's all right. There is a device, and you're right. And you're smart to think about this, because if you give her an iPod or anything else, it's just one little tap away from temptation at any given moment to go onto TikTok, Instagram, Snap. I mean, it's, and I will tell you, over the summer, I never really looked at TikTok, but over the summer I was on vacation and I was just curious, like, what would really happen with me on TikTok. And what I found is that I was scrolling and scrolling and scrolling without realizing how much time I was wasting. It's like, okay, now I get it. So, all right,
it's real.
It is real. There's a product called Mighty, and we're going to send you a link to it over on Amazon. And so, Mighty, all it does is music. All it does is play music. Okay, there's not a button to go to the internet. There's not a button to go onto Snap, TikTok, or anything like that. Think of it as an old school Sony Walkman or a cassette player or whatever it was that you had, that all it did was play music. There was nothing else that you could do with that, and you were happy with it. So with this Mighty, you get about 5+ hours of Spotify, Amazon Music, if you subscribe to that. It's Bluetooth, does wireless syncing. It's really small. It's about 1.5 inches by 1.5 inches. And it's lightweight, 0.7 ounces, so you don't even notice that you're wearing it. It water, sweat, drop resistant, all that other good stuff. But it fits your bill to a T, 1,000% for what you're trying to accomplish. That is, to give your daughter, who's excelling in her life, a way that she can still listen to her music, but not be online being tempted by all these addictive forces in social media after that time constraint of 10 p.m. because you want her to wake up fresh the next day and not all bleary-eyed because she's been scrolling till 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. You notice that? That was from life experience. Just want to say, not mine, but having a son. So anyway, it's called Mighty, and it's available on Amazon. It's about $120. And Dave, hang on the line. We'll shoot you over links so that you can check it out right now. And thank you for your call. Hey, just a quick reminder about our free tech contract for kids. It's over at komando.com/contract. It's 3 pages. It goes through the rules of the road, when they can use their devices, how they shouldn't share password, what happens if somebody asks them to sext with them. And you can kind of go through every single topic with your kids with this contract. And then you can blame it on me and say, hey, these are Kim's rules, not mine, but let's go ahead and go through them. Hey, and if you're in a school, we got an email from a principal of a high school this past week and said, hey, can I have this and use it for free and distribute to all the kids in the classes? And I said, absolutely, for free. So whether your school is large, church, temple, you name it, organization, you can go ahead and distribute our tech contract for kids absolutely free. And you can find a copy over at komando.com/contract. All right, it's time now for our DIY security tip, and this week is brought to you by Total AV. All right, if you're over 50, you have to do these three things on your phone because when you turn 50, you know what happens? The check engine light comes on, all right? So on your device, I want you to do number one, turn on emergency and health settings because your smartphone can save your life if it's set up correctly. Let's say you faint in public because you have low blood sugar. Okay, someone calls medical professionals, check you out. They can still use your phone's health app to help you, even if your phone is locked. Don't worry, I'm going to walk you through exactly how to set that up. You can also set up emergency contacts. You can also start, and then in addition to that, I want you to, number two, start backing up your data with cloud storage. Okay, so this way, if you lose your phone, it gets breaks, busted, you drop it, whatever it is that you can always make sure that you have a backup. And number three is to silence unknown callers. Those are the ones that are just coming out of the blue. Now, one of the things I will warn you is that if you do silence those unknown callers, is you want to make sure if it's your doctor's office or something like that, is that you have them in your contacts so it can actually go through. And so for all the steps on how to do this, make sure that you go to komando.com, and then when you're there, just hit the link that says Kim Show. All right, the holiday shopping season is here. It is. Whether you want to believe it or not, it's here. It's just going to ramp up over the next 4 to 6 weeks like a frenzy. So still to come, I am going to pass along 5 ways to get free shipping whenever you shop online. And I will preface this by saying paying for a membership does not merely mean that you're getting free shipping because you're paying for the membership to get free shipping. Does that make sense? Yes. And of course, we have more of your phone calls to come here on the Kim Komando Show. How'd you like to hear about how I saved $456 in just 5 minutes? I used an app called Rocket Money. Rocket Money is a personal finance app that finds and cancels your unwanted subscriptions, monitors your spending, and helps you lower your bills all in one place. Can you remember all the free trials and all the other random subscriptions that you've signed up for? Of course you don't, and that's what they're banking on. I love that with Rocket Money, I can see all of my subscriptions in one place. Then if I see something I don't want, I just tap to cancel, and I never have to get on the phone with customer service. Rocket Money has over 5 million users and has helped save its members an average of $720 a year, with over 500 million in canceled subscriptions. Stop wasting money on things that you just don't use. Cancel your unwanted subscriptions by going to rocketmoney.com/Kim. That's rocketmoney.com/Kim. rocketmoney.com/Kim. All right, back to the calls we go with Joel in Baltimore, Maryland. Hello there, Joel.
I'm a physician, and I'm sorry, I'm getting over a cold. But I connect to my electronic medical record on a regular basis through a VPN, and I've never had any problems with that in most locations. A couple afternoons a month, I work inside of a hospital where I'm helping train new doctors. And I can attach to their guest Wi-Fi there, but they have it's so secure and they have parameters set up that kind of prevent VPNs or from people kind of using the guest network too much.
Sure.
And as a result, it's throttled so I can't get good connections to my office. I've tried using my cell phone, but unfortunately it's rural enough that the cell phone doesn't have enough bandwidth to keep me connected consistently and with enough bandwidth that I can actually work. I can connect, but it just runs so slow.
So frustrating.
It'll either just, and frustrating is a very good word. Yes. And so I'm looking for a solution. Because obviously the hospital appropriately is tied down very tightly, so I can't even use one of their computers. They don't allow any VPNs coming outside of the hospital for security reasons, and that makes sense.
Sure. So I shall wave my magic wand over you, Dr. Joel.
Sweet.
Okay.
That would be awesome.
Right. Well, the cell phone, of course, you can always try a booster. A company called WeBoost, they make one. But I'm going to give you a solution that's going to sound really out there, but I think it's going to be a good one. At your home, I'm sure you have an internet connection at your home, right?
Yeah.
And it's provided by a cable company, I would guess, or a cellular company?
That is correct. That is by a cable Comcast.
Okay, by Comcast. Okay. So here's what you could do. You cancel Comcast. Okay. You sign up for Starlink, and that's Elon Musk's satellite-based internet service.
Okay.
And I have it myself. I use it as a backup because I have Cox cable, and
Okay.
just probably like Comcast, that thing goes up and down, and mine seems to go down just when I'm about ready to go on the air. Okay. So,
Of course.
yes. Why would it not? Right.
Of course
So,
not.
so I got Starlink as a backup, and Starlink is fabulous. Okay, I really should stop telling people about it because I don't want it to get overly crowded until he has more satellites up in the air.
Right. I heard that he just recently put up a bunch.
Yeah, I just put up, I think, another 52 or something.
Yeah.
So, but what's nice about it, and this is where it's going to sound a little strange, is that satellite dishes are not like satellite dishes anymore. The Starlink antenna is about, I don't know, maybe 8 by 12 inches. Okay? It's not big at all.
Yeah.
And you just put that thing on your roof or outside your backyard, and it tells you which way to point it for you to get the best connection. And literally to set it up is about 10 minutes.
Okay.
Now, the reason why I bring this up is that for Starlink is that they have something called portability. What that means is you pick that dish up and you carry it with you. Okay? And for $25 a month, and then you have satellite internet wherever the road goes.
I see.
And so for the days that you have to go to this rural hospital, is that you just say, I'm not only Dr. Joel, I'm Dr. Geek of the Week, and here's what I have with me.
Now, is it require a wired connection from the dish to a device?
Yes, but it's not that big of a deal. And you can also, if the device is there, you can also connect to it wirelessly.
Okay.
And
could it be set in like a windowsill, or does it need to be exterior? It could be inside.
It could. Yeah. I mean, of course, it's going to be better if you can open the window and throw that sucker outside. But it'll still work. But if the option just isn't there for you to use cell phone, which you said it's not, you could try a booster if you wanted to. You could try another satellite provider, but I'm going to tell you they're going to be more expensive.
And I've done that before, and they're horrid.
Yes, they are horrid. And that is the appropriate word. That's worse than getting That's worse than getting that the spinning wheel on Windows or Mac. And no connection. It's just awful. So I'm going to send you some links, Joel, so that this way you can check it out and you can see if it's something. But really, at the end of the day, if you are someplace where you cannot get a reliable connection, and you can't use a cell phone for a hotspot, you really don't have a lot of options, at least not right now. There may be some other options in the future, but that's where I would point my little ship if I were you, Dr. Joel. Thank you for your call. So you may have heard Dr. Joel mention a VPN. That's right. Well, as a Kim Komando Show listener, the official VPN of the show and the podcast is ExpressVPN, and you can get 3 months free by going to this special address, expressvpn.com/Kim. It's the VPN that I use and recommend. It's so easy to use, let me tell you, and it's fast. expressvpn.com/Kim. Hey, if you like short tips, every single day I put out the Daily Tech Update as a podcast, and it's 60 seconds of the latest tech news, and then also 60 seconds of a really handy tip. So wherever you get your podcasts, make sure you search for Komando with a K and that you follow or subscribe, whichever word that your podcast player uses. It's the same thing, unless, sometimes subscribe means pay, but here nor there. Just search for Komando with a K, of course. All right, holiday shopping's here, and here are 5 ways to get free shipping. And as I mentioned, free shipping isn't free if you have to pay a membership fee. So you can start by using the app Honey. It automatically applies any online shopping codes, promo codes, and a lot of time you get free shipping. Number 2 on our list is there's a website called freeshipping.org. Once again, that's freeshipping.org. It lists all the websites that are offering free shipping. 3, retailers like Kohl's, Target, and Walmart let you place the order on their website, and then they have it shipped to the store nearest you for free. But the downside there is you have to go pick it up. Number 4, sign up at shoprunner.com and you get free shipping at your favorite stores. And last, always be sure that you do the math. PriceGrabber.com lists prices of items across the web, and you may find that it's more money to get free shipping than just to pay the shipping, right? So you always want to be smart there. Hey, we have another hour coming up you don't want to miss ever here on the Westar Multimedia Network. Hey, thanks for listening to Kim Komando today. So reach over and give me a nice 5-star review. Yes, thank you. And thanks for listening.